Well, it's Sunday morning and the sun is shining in my eye that is opened and my head is spinning. Was the life of the party. I can't stop grinning. I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I'd like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? Now wait a minute, things don't look too familiar. And who is this cowboy who's sleeping beside me? Well, he's awful cute, but how'd I get his shirt on? I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I'd like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? All those little shooters, how I'd love to drink them down. Come on, bartender, let's have another round. Well, the music is playing and my spirits are high. Tomorrow might be painful, but tonight we're gonna fly. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Every time we get together, I sure have a good time. You're my friend, you're the best, mi amigo. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. Well, it's Sunday morning and the sun is shining in my eye that is opened and my head is spinning. Was the life of the party. I can't stop grinning. I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine. I'd like to drink you with a little salt and lime. Did I kiss all the cowboys? Did I shoot out the lights? Did I dance on the bar? Did I start a fight? Now wait a minute, things don't look too familiar. And who is this cowboy who's sleeping beside me? Well, he's awful cute, but how'd I get his shirt on? I had too much tequila last night. Jose Cuervo, you are a friend of mine.
Touch yourself.
Yeah!
Gooner.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. And right here on the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Are you a Knicks fan? We have a hotline just for that. We have a text line. This is an opportunity for all of us to mourn together 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. Good morning to you, even you, Knicks fans. Last night was... Last night was the epitome of frustration, I think, for a lot of franchises, a lot of fan bases. And another one of those, you're a Denver Nuggets fan, and you're watching last night, you're thinking, okay, come on. What is it going to take to bring an organization that we fully believed would conquer the West, would just be the kings of the West forever? Like, it's the Nuggets. The Nuggets going to be, you win the NBA title, Michael Malone. Let's just go win and be the top of the West for the rest of time. We have Jokic, we're good. And what happened to those days? What happened to that prospect? Last night, a comeback victory for the T-Wolves in the fourth quarter. In a game where, with 7:06 to go, Denver up 105-100. There's an 84.4% chance for Denver to win. This game is done. This game is done. Everyone go home. Nothing to see here. Denver wins. It's 2-0 in the series. And they did so, just moments prior to that, off the back of 30 from Jamal Murray. With essentially 10 minutes to go in this game, Jamal Murray drops his 30th point. Here is how that sounded on NBC.
Murray's been brilliant with 28. Murray down the lane, put it up and in. A 30-piece.
Yeah. All right. Crowd's pumped up in the background. Yeah, Jamal Murray. 30 points. And then, I mean, even half-court buzzer beater too last night. Like, it's, yeah, Jamal Murray's going to have it. Yeah. But that was it. That was it. Jamal Murray didn't score again. 10 minutes, 9:55 to be exact. You want the exact time? 9:55 to go. Jamal Murray's got 30 points. And then just didn't score again. Yet still, Denver is up 105-100 with 7:06 to go. And then 107-104. And then 107-106. And then next thing you know, they're down 108-107. And it just starts to unravel. Jamal Murray misses a three, misses another jump shot. Jokic misses a 7-footer like that. Uh-oh. And within those last 7 minutes, the game just completely unravels on the Nuggets. Like, there's nothing they could do. Remember, I just told you that it's 105 to 100. 105 to 100 inside of 7 minutes to go. You look up, next thing you know, it's 110 to 107. Uh-oh. A little 10-2 run in crunch time, most important part of the game. T-Wolves outscoring the Nuggets 29-21 in the fourth quarter to take that 119-114 victory. Here's how that call, the final call, sounded. Minnesota wins Game 2 on the road on NBC.
Clutch free throws there by Julius Randle. Wolves have made their last 6 free throws. They lead by 3.
You don't have to have a 3. Go quick.
Murray. That's a long 2. No good. Battle for the board. DiVincenzo has it. Up to Randle. 5 seconds. DiVincenzo with the exclamation point. Murray the heave. Off the mark. Minnesota. A shocker here in Denver.
I mean, yeah, you heard it there, too. Denver with an opportunity down by 3 to go win the game, and instead you just farted away. 119-114. T-Wolves take it on the road. Cavs-Raptors last night. Here's what you get by dominating games, winning games, keeping teams at arm's length, and getting the job done. There was not a point in the second half where the Cavs had a win probability drop below 80%. There was not a point in the second half where the Cavs' win probability dropped below 80%. The closest it got to 80% was when they led the game 79-73 with 1:11 to go in the third quarter. 6-point lead about to head to the fourth. Just arm's length. You get within 6, we go up 10. You get within 8, we go up 11. Just the right buckets, the right time. Cleveland Cavaliers win it. Here's their final call, a 2-0 series lead for Cleveland.
The Cavaliers have been the best version of themselves in games 1 and 2. Game 1 was a 13-point victory. Game 2 is recorded as a 10-point victory. 115-105, the final score tonight.
Winning isn't always sexy because while the other teams are imploding and losing, that becomes the story. People love oddity and conflict. We've talked about this, the news values. People love conflict. When things go wrong, it makes us happy. Oh, train wreck, car wreck? Yes. We love watching those things for some reason. I could not detail why. I almost failed. It was the only C I got in college. It was psychology. I hated it. I was a senior and wanted to take freshman level courses my senior year. Walk into psychology, it's a bunch of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. Like, what are we doing here, man? I can't operate like this. I'm 22. I like beer. Who are these kids? By the fourth week, half the room was gone. They'd all dropped out of school. I can't tell you how the psychology of it works. I'm not very good at that. But we love conflict and oddity. We love when things go wrong. Things went wrong for the Knicks last night. Things went wrong for the Nuggets last night. So, Cleveland, I'm sorry that your 115-105 win over the Raptors is overlooked. But it's just boring to win sometimes. In the NHL, it was not boring to win for the Carolina Hurricanes. This game had it all. And we say that in radio, we say that in media. This game had it all. No, dog. Genuinely. Last night, a 3-2 double overtime victory over the Senators for the Hurricanes. At home, in front of a sold-out, wild crowd. 46 shots last night as a team for Carolina. And the final call, Carolina wins it. Double overtime, game-winning goal.
Was there. Back to Keandre Miller. Miller to Ehlers. Slap shot. Score! Jordan Martinook in double overtime.
They were buzzing. This line, they have been fantastic. What a shot by Martinook, and how about Jordan Staal in that front presence too. Big, huge body. Cannot move that guy once he establishes position. You have defenders trying to move him, and that just creates Shabbat as another big body taking the eyes away from Linus Ullmark. What a finish.
That's a great call, AJ. How in the world do you see around that building in front of you? Jordan Staal. And he made no mistake.
And he's right outside the paint, perfectly placed, no interference. I mean, just experience. Look at the arm. I mean, that is coming off the cycle. That's a great way for that. That's the third line. They're the shutdown line, and here they are creating the most important offense of the series so far.
Looked like it almost hit something now.
Jordan Martinook played hero. The same guy, it's a moment of redemption, the same guy who had taken a penalty earlier that almost cost the game in regulation for the Canes. And Anderson being the scorer of game 1, game 2 a battle of attrition, Anderson stopping 34 of 36, Ullmark was the star, turning away nearly 50 shots, keeping the Senators alive, deep into double OT. But Martinook was too. Can we the initial? I just want to know: is there anything else like that in sports? That hockey pop. We don't have to play that one again for you because we have more of the highlights from yesterday's big winners, including Edmonton by the skin of its teeth. I just want you to. I hockey at this level, the home atmosphere of playoff hockey might be the best. And I know what you're going to say. If you're not a hockey person, Daniel in Coppell, Texas, you're Sam in Redding, California, you don't really do the hockey thing. But if you just did, Edmonton wins it. Final score, 4-3. Here's the final goal that put the nail in the coffin.
Now keeps on going. Now Draisaitl around. And he wanted the wraparound, but it was just off his stick. Podkolzin in front. They score! Countered! Wait! Oilers lead!
Anaheim took a 3-2 lead after the second period. Oilers went up 2-0. Anaheim now up 3-2. And Edmonton wins it by a final of 4-3. You heard how loud it was. Those tickets were almost impossible to get last night. And in the third period, under 2 minutes remaining in the game, the Oilers win it 4-3. And then Jason Robertson, I'm just Dallas Stars fan here. Hi, good to see you. Nice to be here. After the shellacking the Stars took in Game 1, final of 6-1 over the Wild. Well, I guess the Wild over the Stars. Last night, Jake Ottinger was the man. Again, he's back. Okay, all right. The Game 1, Jake Ottinger, just kidding. One time, just mulligan. Ottinger was the man. And a 4-2 win for the Dallas Stars. Robertson's goal effectively, it kind of put the game away. This was one of the nails in the coffin in the third period.
Wins it back to Lundqvist. Wrist shot. Score! Did Robertson get the tip? It looks like he did. An insurance goal for the Stars. They've got a 2-goal lead.
Robertson scored in Game 1 on the power play. He finds the score sheet here. 5-on-5 in Game 2. Lundqvist walks head up. Quick snapshot, and Robertson finds the middle of the ice for the tip. Dallas has not gotten to Ballstead enough with traffic until Game 2. And there's a textbook.
Wyatt Johnston was the hero last night for Dallas. A couple of goals, one on an empty net inside of a minute to go. Dallas is up 3-2. Faber tried to bring them back. It was 3-2. We were hovering around 10 minutes to go. I'm telling you, I had the ultimate quad box last night. I had ish going on every TV and my laptop. It was perfect. I dream of days like this. Wake up and talk to you, the world. Yes, good morning. About some electricity in the playoffs last night in hockey and in hoops. Stars 4, Wild 2. Oh, and then the Flyers 3-0 over the Penguins. They blanked them 3-0, and you can't. What do you want me to say? Like Sidney Crosby, man. Oh my gosh. This was supposed to be the series, the rivalry. Penguins are now 0-2 in the series. Both losses at home. That is a brutal blow to what should be, what I thought would be kind of the marquee series of the first round of the playoffs in hockey. But instead, it's been a bit of an afterthought. It's been overlooked because of the highlights you just heard, the electricity you just heard that has not replicated. It has not been replicated at all in this Flyers-Penguins series. Flyers up 2-0 and headed back to Philly. When we return on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app, it's time for our biggest losers of the day. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. This is the Drake Toll Show. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Look, yesterday, I got the most BYU haircut of all time. I went in and I said, give me the BYU shooting guard. And I walked right back out of there an hour and a half later. Better off for it. Sure.
Tell her it was going to ruin the tour.
Striking resemblance. Could ruin the whole tour. I have a striking resemblance to 1994, 95, Justin Timberlake. But isn't that the point in life? Isn't that the goal of most young men, is to be 1994 Justin Timberlake?
I think the funniest part about this, and I said it during the break, was that you gave your girlfriend crap for getting a nose piercing, and you come home looking like one of those 13-year-old little kids with the broccoli haircut.
I didn't give a crap. I just said, that's not real, is it?
No, you said, oh no. Which is, of course, what every girlfriend wants to hear when they come home with something different. Oh no.
There were demons at play here.
You got that sun poisoning on your forehead, coming home with this haircut, and you go, oh no.
The sun poisoning is a problem. I don't like the sun poisoning. Sunscreen was not working for me for a little bit, so now I've gotten some more like high octane. I told you, Gold Bond. Gold Bond's my friend. No free ads, but wow. It's been kind to me. It's healing my sun poisoning. And yeah, man, I've got a haircut. This is the second time that I've gotten the perm done, though, so it's like the first time was the pomp and circumstance. Now it's just business. This is just another day at the office for me. I'm going to walk into the office today at the Savannah Bananas, and no one's going to say a single word because they all also have perms. That's it. They also, it's kind of universal for the kids love it too. It goes great with the fur coat,
Lisa's
the glasses, the
soon,
whole setup.
I'm so glad you're trying to look.
It is
for the kids.
It is going to be May. Yes. I'm like a living mascot of sorts.
Little
play
fellow
multiple
kids.
roles. Will not all of God's children sing in the choir at the end days? Will not all of them? Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. It is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, locked on Big 12. And it's time for our Idiots of the Day.
It's Biggest Loser, but that's okay.
It's our
Idiot of the Day.
Fine. I am the biggest. I'm surprised you didn't play it. I'm surprised you didn't just go Pavlov and just hit the Idiot of the Day bump.
I look
right
at the
there.
rundown, so.
Yeah, we look at the rundown.
Oh, okay. I'm in the rundown right now, reading it.
You weren't the first.
Verbatim. The biggest losers of the day. Gosh, I'm excited for these two. These have been carefully curated over the course of the last week. Biggest loser of the day, number one, J.J. McCarthy. Oh, no! Here is what Justin Jefferson had to say about finally having a quarterback.
Yeah, my first reaction was just, it's really good to kind of get some good talent in the room to kind of give a little spark in that room, to kind of see a competitive edge and from those guys to really lock in and to, do what we're expecting them to do, which is to come in and, to be that guy. And, we need that one guy for this team. So I'm definitely excited for that room, excited to see what those guys have in store for us in training camp.
Yeah. Finally, we got some talent in that room. Finally, we got a quarterback in there. Justin Jefferson. I know he didn't mean to throw J.J. McCarthy under the bus. But everything the Vikings say, everything any of them says, can be pointed right back to J.J. McCarthy not being that good at football and the decision to take McCarthy being a complete bust for the organization, for the franchise. Finally, we got some talent in the room. That's the quote. Not good for J.J. McCarthy. He's the biggest loser of the day today.
He's just 9.
He's just 9, man. I'm right with 9. My first reaction, that's the direct. My first reaction was just, it's really good to get some talent in the room, to give a little spark to the room. Oh, yikes. Biggest loser of the day. The 2001 Diamondbacks. Here's a clip from Kurt Schilling talking about the 2001 Diamondbacks, and you'll be surprised to know what their major setback was that season.
Really come to this conclusion. For the 25 guys in uniform and the staff, that might have been the perfect baseball season.
There is such a thing, right?
I mean, we had the perfect mix of people managed by the only person that could have done. Skipper didn't enter the clubhouse hardly ever because he knew he had a team that could take care of itself, and we did. But it was the perfect mix of coaching staff and team, and we didn't have a major injury. We didn't have any until 9/11. It couldn't have gone any more better for us. And you had, everybody was healthy. You look ahead to 2003 and all the injuries we had in 2003 with almost the same team, and it's just completely different.
Hey, Kurt. Gonna sit you down for this one. When we are talking publicly into a microphone, it's still not quite kosher to be like, yeah, 2001 was awesome. It was perfect. Until 9/11.
Or forget.
But outside of that, what? Just what and you know what? I listened to it 3 times before we started the show today to figure out what he's even trying to say. Like, why 9/11 had to come up in this. I think maybe he felt the guilt of it because he's like, wow, I'm talking really positively about the year 2001. I need to remind them that I do know what happened. It's like, 2001 was awesome. Actually, really good. Perfect locker room. Great manager. We all felt great. 9/11 happened. But outside of that, Kurt, what? All right, great. The other 2 broadcasters like, what is he talking about? Addie?
He's not wrong. I mean, he's not wrong.
You're right.
That's
he's not wrong.
The thing, Drake, is he's not wrong.
Yeah. Idiot of the... No, it's Biggest Losers. What is...
Right.
This is like when I call the dog Lady, and I call the cat Sunday. I do it every day.
Chemicals got to your
Biggest
brain.
Losers of the day. I'm going to hide the name of the Biggest Loser for this one. But here is Mayor Mamdani out of New York talking about Kamala Harris running for president.
Let's talk about the Democratic Party and the future of the Democratic Party. Former Vice President Kamala Harris said just last week she is thinking about running for president again. Would you like to see former Vice President Kamala Harris run for president again?
I have to be honest, I haven't thought about the candidacies for president this time. My focus is 2026.
You're the only Democrat who hasn't thought about that.
And I'm proud to say that I am not and will never be running for president. And here in 2026, I want to be delivering for New Yorkers. And when it comes to the national level, I want to make sure that we win these midterms and actually have a vision that we're fighting for, not just one that we're fighting against.
Given that former Vice President Kamala Harris was the nominee in 2024, do you think she would be the strongest person to represent Democrats in 2028?
I know you're trying to get me to answer the previous question again.
Trying.
But I have to be honest with you. I think that New Yorkers are tired of politicians pontificating about other politicians. What they want to see are results. And that's why my focus has been more on potholes than on politics.
Let me ask.
Man, I mean, just the perfect way to avoid a question, right? Let's keep asking the same question. And he's like, hey, in a polite way, I'm not going to answer it. Potholes, not politics. And that means our biggest loser of the day is Mike Brown. Same damn thing last night. Indecisiveness. That's what buried the New York Knicks. That's what buried them. Yeah, we need decisiveness in New York. What? What's that stink face?
I think he's very decisive.
Mike Brown?
No, Mamdani.
Oh, yeah. This is more of a Mike Brown thing.
Downtown Mike Brown?
It was Mike Brown's indecisiveness that buried the Knicks last night.
That's true.
Just paving the way for Stephen A.
I was in Sacramento, a month ago probably. I got into an Uber. It's 10 in the morning, and the guy's in a Tesla. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? Good. This dude's yoked, too. Like, looks like he's probably former military, been in California 20 years. It's like, yeah, man, but I got to get out of here, man. It's too crazy here, man. I got to get out of here. It's like, all right, yeah, tell me about that. He's mid-50s. Like, tell me about that. He's like, you know, man, it's just not what it used to be. And I was like, all right, come on. You're going to say something racist, aren't you? Like, come on. Come on. Uber driver, Sacramento. I was like, come on. What's different? Hit me, big guy. Come on, hit me. He was like, well, you know, ever since Mamdani was elected. I was like, what? That's just the last thing I could have ever expected to come out of this Sacramento, California Uber driver's mouth. Well, ever since Mamdani was put into office, what the hell did that have to do with you?
Like California's so crazy, apparently.
Yeah, what? What the hell a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
Curtis, when are you going to be California governor? When are you running for
Yeah.
They stopped drug testing.
Happy 421.
The weed.
Oh, happy 421. And our final biggest loser of the day, San Antonio Spurs fans, when the PA announcer tells them to get on your feet. It's just Brendan Fraser from The Whale trying to get up out of the couch. Pit stains and all. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board.
Big
Man,
Gooner.
I'm glad I have a job today. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. When we come back, our obituaries and the quickie. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Oh, Lexington's a city, but it ain't so big, it freaks me out. And if I need a breather, I can hit the parkway. Be home before the bars all close, drink away the lies she told. Think about the days. She was a pure-eyed child, a rodeo queen, high school lover in a badass Jeep, far from the eyes of a watchful town. Mama didn't need to know. Good corn liquor to shake this cold, and good heart loving on a gravel road. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Push came down to shove, I'd be a bandit for her love. Shoot sharp and walk away. She was good before she changed her name, and I bet that ain't all that's changed. Goddamn, I remember the nights. I was a young punk kid from a dried up town, Cold Car County full of hunting hounds. She was the one who kept those boys at bay. Her high heels and my red wing boots, cutting couches in the living room. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? I can't win for all this losing, I can't see for all this boozing. By God, I can keep it together. Just to hold my baby close, get her moving down a county road, make up for lost time. She was a pure-eyed child of a rodeo queen. She ran on sex and gasoline, far more money than a boy like me could hold. She went off to paint the town, and I'm stuck holding these mountains down. Juliet, won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo? Won't you crawl outside your window and dance in the arms of your redneck Romeo?
this whole show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addy Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. And officially, we have become the first ever morning radio show to play Shipping Up to Boston as a rejoin. Yesterday, Crazy Train. Today, Shipping Up to Boston. What do you want? What could you possibly want right now?
I've played this as a rejoin a million times for another network whenever we're talking about Boston. We should have saved this for Crazy Boston Sports Fan, by the way, who will be joining the show later.
Well, I think he's just joining as Cameron Stewart. But...
No, I like him better
Also,
as Crazy Boston Sports Fan.
That was, I don't know if I may have set you down for this one. Sarcasm. Crazy Train.
Sorry, I can't take you seriously when you look like this.
We have Shaka Khan in our rejoins. I cannot
Justin
be bullied
Timberlake.
to that. We have Justin Timberlake in our rejoins. Bye.
That was not bye.
Tourists were trapped at Machu Picchu? What's happening? The news, man. Can't live with it, can't live without it.
Yeah.
Good morning. In a world where last night across the NHL, double overtime victory for the Hurricanes over the Senators. The Stars holding off the Wild in the third period. The Oilers over the Ducks 4-3. We are now even, by the way, in that Stars-Wild series. And the Flyers blowing out the Penguins. Pittsburgh is in a blender. In Spain without the S. And in the NBA. Disappointing. That's the word that I would use for the New York Knicks. It's the word that I would use for the Denver Nuggets. No one can tell me. Addie's looking. Curtis is looking. We're all trying to search and find and figure out whether or not Mike Brown had a timeout at the end of the game. What? I know I've got to get. Last night, NBC, a couple of just tough moments. I was like, what's happening on this broadcast right now? And there are rumors, pray tell, that Noah Eagle, the play-by-play guy, as well as the score bug, had added a phantom timeout for the Knicks. Who's to say, man? We are doing everything we can to figure out actually how many timeouts were out there. It's time for our obituary. Obituary number 1. Say goodbye, dead today, locker beers. Ooh. This comes from a post-game press conference clip. Picture taken in the Detroit Tigers locker room of a Miller Lite sitting in the locker of one of the players post-game. Spud Winfield IV tweets, "Kids drinking in the locker room explains a lot." To which Clumpy Beans retweets and says, "Can't even have a locker beer in the clubhouse anymore because of woke." Addy,
Beans.
locker beers? Dead today?
Dude, they're the best. Come on now. After a win, God forbid we have a little fun here, okay? God forbid we celebrate if we have a win, maybe even a loss. So let's ease the pain. It's a Miller Lite for all I care. Golly.
I have now in my life walked into the clubhouse of over half the league. I've been in over half the clubhouses in MLB, I think, doing the quick math in my brain. And there's one thing in common. You open the fridge in the manager's quarters. He's got his own like room, shower, couch. There are 17 million beers. That's rule number 1. You walk into the away manager, home manager section of the clubhouse. There is beer everywhere. They don't remove those. The players, they tidy up a little bit. The managers, the skips, no. Beer o'clock. Do not rob me of my shower beer, clubhouse beer, locker room beer postgame. Do not. Alive today, locker beer. Dead today, Alex Jones's InfoWars ownership. belly taps, zero gun salute, however you want to do this one. The Onion, that's right, The Onion has officially purchased. It's gone through InfoWars. Yes, it's the same InfoWars where Alex Jones, not necessarily a friend of the program. I want to be clear there.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not a fan at all. Not a friend at all.
No, Curtis, don't play yeah. Don't play yeah.
Curtis!
It came in so fast and so hard.
Alex Jones, who had proposed the idea that Sandy Hook did not exist. Wrong, by the way. That's one of the things. In a world where you can say anything, literally anything, you can. I mean, physically, you could. You don't have to, and you probably shouldn't. And in this case, following the lawsuit from the families of the Sandy Hook victims, InfoWars is now in the hands of The Onion. A new logo has been revealed. 17 months of legal issues are out of the way. And Tim Heidecker of Tim and Eric fame, Tim Heidecker, who did a stand-up routine in Charleston a month ago. A bunch of my friends, well, we love Tim Heidecker, is now leading InfoWars / The Onion Wars. Good guys win after all, huh? Good guys win. Dead today. I did just send this to Curtis. Dead today. ESPN. So the issue that fans are taking with this is that if you watch the local broadcast for the Buffalo Sabres, the crowd is out of this world. Electric. And we played you yesterday Buffalo Sabres clips from ESPN where the crowd was really good, really solid. But then emerged the videos of the local broadcast, and here are the defining goals from the Sabres win over the Bruins in comeback fashion on Sunday.
Here's Thompson, passing it to the slot. Shot is blocked. Byron behind the net. Grabs, takes a hit. Taves! TNT Thompson sweeps it in from the near post, and it's a one-goal game with 7:58 remaining in the third. It's clear behind the goal. Tuck and Thompson fighting for it. Thompson comes away with it. Thompson scores! Greatness from Tage Thompson. Quinn walks it out to the slot. Shot scores! Matthias Samuelsson! Are you kidding me? 3 straight from the Sabres, and they've erased the deficit and taken their first playoff lead. It's 3-2.
I mean, again, if you don't get hockey, if you don't do hockey, it probably sounds so stupid, but it's hard to replicate a home playoff atmosphere in the NHL. Addie, am I off base here? You're kind of the only person in the world who can immediately push back on that.
No, I mean, that's totally it. When you are at a home game in the NHL, it is like no other atmosphere. Like, I've been to postseason baseball games. I've been to plenty of them. But, oh my goodness, NHL games, even if it's not the Stanley Cup, sometimes if it's just a big rivalry, they are insane. Hockey fans are probably the most passionate fans out there. It's incredible. Wow.
I caught a whiff of what they're talking about. I've got the quad box still pulled up. Man, what a blessing it is to be Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Those are all dead today. Later, we'll tell you how the Nuggets defense is dead. That's for later, though. Yeah, apparently they're all bad defenders. Hot take, maybe. Those were our obituaries today. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you. And it's time for the Quickie Top 5 headlines in all of sports. I've got a minute to respond to each of them. Addie, good morning.
Good morning. Here's your first headline. Wemby captures Defensive Player of the Year as first unanimous winner.
It is Victor Wembanyama's defensive world, and we're all living in it. You thought Rudy Gobert had a dynasty on this award? Wrong. They will name the award the Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year award in the NBA. His dominance this season, his Spurs soon winning the NBA title, all of those compounding. Victor Wembanyama might be the best player in the league, and the best player in the league for years moving forward. Not to mention, he is 22 years old. So his reign of terror in the league has only begun. This is, the Spurs understand, the next 15 years. Like, picture where you'll be in 15 years. And on that day, Victor Wembanyama will still be dropping 50 points in the National Basketball Association and winning Defensive Player of the Year. He will, in the next 15 years, he'll win 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards in the NBA. At minimum, double digits. They're going to, it's like wrapping up a vacuum for Christmas. And it's under the tree. Like, oh, what's that? Probably a damn vacuum. What does it look like, dog? Just look at the wrapping paper. It's a vacuum.
I'd be so mad if I got a vacuum for Christmas. Here's your
Oh
second
my God,
headline.
Mad? What do you mean mad? It's the best Christmas present ever.
A vacuum? I already have a good vacuum.
No one on earth has ever said I have a good vacuum. No one on earth. It's always my vacuum's the worst.
Oh, yeah.
You need that good suck.
Yeah. Sorry.
Correct.
Sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot you hire someone to clean your house. Sorry, that's on me. That's
Which,
on
to
me.
be clear to our listeners at home, I do not. Let's just make sure that
Dog. Anyways, here's your second headline. I don't know if you saw this. Craig Counsell, MLB rule in place for Ohtani, bizarre. This is what he had to say about it. He said, and then there's one team that's allowed to carry basically one of both, meaning one pitcher, one batter, and that he gets special consideration, which is probably the most bizarre rule for one team and one team only.
So what's the gripe about this? That Ohtani is two players in one?
So he's Craig Counsell saying he's not a fan of the rule where two-way players aren't counted against the 13-pitcher roster limit. So you know on baseball teams you have roster limits and the amount of players you can carry for different positions.
Pardon me, I think it's kind of stupid. Just, if you want a two-way player, go get a two-way player.
That's what Dave Roberts said.
Like, no one's saying the Dodgers are the only team in America that can have a guy who both pitches and hits. And those dudes exist in the world, by the way. There's an award given out annually in college for the best two-way player in baseball. Even in Division I, there are players who hit and pitch. Notably, one of my favorite ones to ever do it, Ole Miss, Ryan Olenek, played center field for the Rebels and also pitched. He closed for them and was super good at both of them. So you can draft that guy. You're allowed to have that guy. Anyone can do this. Oh, I'm sorry, Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player of all time. My bad. The Dodgers already had an extreme advantage. I understand that, but now we're just complaining about random things to complain about.
Maybe we should get Craig Counsell on the show to talk about it. That'd be fun. Here's your third headline. Cowboys give Brandon Aubrey 4-year deal, averaging $7 million per season. 70 would be impressive, though.
Honestly, 70 would be so Jerry.
It would be.
But you know what? $70 million a year, whatever. Keep Aubrey. We don't want to lose Aubrey. That is exactly it's actually a little bit less than what Brandon Aubrey wanted. Remember he was asking for like 10. So I think he's come down off of his I need all the money in the world and just wants to stay in Dallas. So good for the Cowboys to keep Brandon Aubrey as myself, a closeted Cowboys fan. I know, crazy. I think that Brandon Aubrey is about as crucial and consistent a piece as you got on a team that's not very consistent or crucial anywhere else. So at least you got Brandon Aubrey. How do you have CD and Pickens and Dak and like a generational offense in the NFL last year? And generational is a strong word. I shouldn't say that. But a damn good offense. And your defense is just me, you, and Curtis. Me, you, Curtis.
We keeping the book
Nitro.
right now. We ass.
Could create a football team very similar to the Dallas Cowboys defense.
Okay. I'm going to take offense to that.
Ryan McGuire, Colin Jones, Arvin Williams, Bruce Gilbert, me, you, Curtis, Blip Nitro, Yurt Sinatra.
Oh, Are you kidding me? No one's getting past Big Sin. I don't think you're understanding this cat.
Great defensive back.
He's big for a reason.
She's big. Here's your fourth headline. UConn Solo Ball is going to miss all of next season with a wrist injury.
One of my best friends in the world had testicular cancer. And they did have to remove one.
What did they call him?
Got him! He walks among us right now. There are humans who walk among you. Look at them and you think they're regular, normal, everyday human beings. But I will be in the office with him in 2 hours.
Do you have a perm?
And so every time UConn plays, here he comes at 6'2" from Alborough, Massachusetts. Solo Ball. I was like, ha! It's you. Look, it's you. Ha!
And for the listeners out there, that just means that Drake is probably thinking about your genitalia while he's
touch yourself,
roaming the streets.
Okay, wow.
That's my job. I'm the private investigator.
Curtis is the private investigator. Yes, all right. Solo Ball will be back next year. We're rooting for you there, big guy. I think he has too, so we're good to go.
Final headline. PGA Tour will consider paths back for live golfers.
Well, then where's the P stored? Where's the P stored? What was the final headline?
Oh, my gosh. PGA Tour will consider paths back for live golfers.
Oh, fuck yeah. I think the live implosion was just a matter of time. It lasted longer than I thought it would. And now that it's gone, tip the PGA for not being complete sticks in the mud. What's going on right now? What's happening right now?
Curtis?
What did I miss there?
Close to getting us dumped.
Yeah, you were very close to saying the F word.
I was at the F word?
Yes!
No.
3 seconds ago, yeah.
Why would Curtis and I both be laughing at the same time if it didn't actually happen? Like, we're just like, Drake, you were this close.
Might be. Coming up, Jordan Belfort and the NFL. The Vikings finally have a quarterback? Yay or nay? Oh, and also, the Jimmy Garoppolo retirement situation is kind of funky, but not as funky as the Odell Beckham Jr. back to the Giants situation. It's Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. darkness world stops turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. And as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. Underneath the war pigs crawling, begging mercies for the sins. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh Lord, yeah.
Big Gooner.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Good morning, everybody. NHL last night, NBA last night, NFL draft this week. What do you want? Roll the dice, huh? What do you want? And toss it. Oh, snake eyes. We're talking NFL. Here we go. Buckle up. Why not? You can get in on the action. 310-840-4910. 310-840-4910. You can text the show right now. Well, I don't really think I got a voice for radio. That's fine. You can text the show. It's that easy. 310-840-4910. We need to set it up to where if they call or text, you know how like restaurants after hours, it'll just call the owner after it rings 3 times? If they're after hours, it'll just write the owner's phone and they'll pick it up. We should do that with the show. So when I'm not on the show, you can still text and call the line and I'll answer it. I think what they call that's a personal cell phone. We should give them my personal cell phone number. Permission? Yeah? We in on that?
Yeah, because you're, so this Friday, whenever it's Lund, that way when Lund's in on Friday.
John Lund this Friday? I love
Yeah,
John
after
Lund,
the NFL
man.
draft, yeah.
Good. Yeah, after nothing happens. The most eventful thing that could happen in the NFL draft already happened. And it's the Giants getting the 10th pick. And the question mark of who they'll draft. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest. Everything else is chalk. This NFL draft is frustrating. That's why. And you know how I know that? You know how I know that? I will talk about this in the next segment. Is the Ty Simpson situation. Because what Ty Simpson being, oh no, will he get drafted in the first round? That is indicative of this year, draft-wise, storylines not being that. We're forcing them. I'll spare you that for this moment. Justin Jefferson, super blunt about
Stay off
J.J. McCarthy.
the weed.
And Jefferson saying he's looking for the big, exciting plays from Kyler Murray. Looking forward to his speed, his quickness. And then for J.J., he says, for somebody to enter that room with that type of ability, that type of talent, he's got to step it up a little bit. It's good for him to feel that type of pressure. I do not foresee that Kyler Murray, the cheap guy the Vikings got to play quarterback for them next year and try to compete. And I do think the Vikings can win the division, by the way. That's a pretty competitive, that's a very competitive division. No one is a Super Bowl contender out of that division, but they're all good enough to win 10 games. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Nice job, Drake. Thanks. And for J.J. McCarthy, he has to compete. Will he? No. Thank you, Justin Jefferson, though. It's very sweet of you to say it's finally good to have some talent in there, and now J.J. will have to compete. He's got to step it up a little bit. Will he? No. But Justin Jefferson was clear. Jimmy Garoppolo, 34 years old. Dog, at some point, like it's the NFL. The concussion thing, the CTE thing, I know we're working on that. We're getting better and better. Sure. But for Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, dog, the former the Straits remember, the former New England Patriot, stepping up big time for Tom Brady. You're good. No one is forcing you to keep playing football. Now, you spent the last couple seasons with the Rams. Garoppolo's with the Rams, I think. Back up to Matthew Stafford. I would, like, dog, at the same time, like on the one hand, as he's weighing retirement, Jimmy, if you're listening, on the one hand, I get it. The CTE thing and the showing it's long days. And you're 34. You still have the rest of your life ahead of you. You know, you could just hang it up right now. You have all the money you could ever want, and then ride off into the sunset, retire, go live in Bali. Go live in it's not, what is it, Addie? It's not Burma anymore. What is it now? What have they changed it to?
Myanmar?
Myanmar. Go live in Myanmar. Beautiful beaches in Myanmar for Jimmy Garoppolo. The 34-year-old considering retirement, or, and this is what I would do, if I may, Jimmy, just keep playing back up to Matthew Stafford. Show up to the office on Sunday. Big stretch. Touch the toes. Jumping jack. Touch yourself. Jumping jack. And you just watch Matthew Stafford throw the ball really far to Puka Nacua. If Puka Nacua is still in the NFL next year. Remember the balloon kid? Remember the one time that all of America searched for that balloon kid? They're like, God, no, the kid's lost in the balloon somewhere in the sky. And his family's looking for the balloon kid, balloon boy. What do we call him? There's a name for this. And then finally they tracked it down like, oh, yes, we're going to save him. And they dropped the balloon down, and there's just no kid in there. And he was in the basement the whole time. Oh, it was the attic. It was the attic. Remember this? Balloon boy. America's searching. The hunt for balloon boy. And it turns out his parents were probably just hiding him in the attic to get media attention. That's going to be Puka Nacua. That's a fun aside. You get that aside for free here. That will be Puka next season. Where's Puka Nacua? Oh, he's in that balloon. He's just in the attic, rolling around. I do believe he is still in a rehab center right now in, sunny, beautiful Malibu, California. Oh, no. After he allegedly bit that girl. But in essence, what I'm saying is, while Matthew Stafford is throwing darts to that guy, lobbing them down the field to that guy, Jimmy Garoppolo can just hang out on the bench. Was it powered by IBS or whatever it is, the little iPads they have on the sideline? He just gets to sit there, play on that the whole game. Boop, 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 boop. Angry Birds, Flappy Birds.
I think it's IBM.
Temple Run.
IBS is the hot girl sickness.
IBS.
IBS is what I have. That's what I forgot. IBS is what I have. IBM
Big
is
gooner.
what... The BM is what Jimmy Garoppolo has on the sidelines to play with. I personally would do that as my job every day instead of retiring and just make more money to play on my iPad, my IBS iPad. And another guy who could just retire, pack it up, you're good. You made that catch that one time. It was awesome. I was watching it live in my parents' bedroom. Odell Beckham Jr. works out for the New York Football Giants. If I had to ask you, how old Odell Beckham Jr. is. Drum roll, please, Curtis. All right, later. We've got to get a drum roll. This happens too often.
Drake, I have sent a drum roll. I sent it like a week into the show. We have a drum roll.
Well, then where was it?
I don't know, probably in your parents' bedroom.
When I said, can I get a drum roll, and there was no drum roll, where was it?
What are you talking about?
Idiot. Up. Duh. Day.
That's later.
I went to the local hibachi restaurant last night. I ordered their finest drum roll. Oh, watch out.
They throw a shrimp in your
Odell
mouth?
Beckham Jr., I would have said, yes, scrim. I would have said he is at minimum 36 years old. Odell Beckham Jr. is old now. He's been in the league for a long time. Drafted in 2014, LSU kid. He's old now. Wrong. 33. Odell Beckham Jr. is 33. He wants to play. But he's not, you're out of your prime as a wide receiver. But yeah, wheel the guy out there. Let him keep going. He's an old 33, but let him keep going. He was a fan favorite in New York. Could go back, working out with the team right now. And he says, that sounds great. If the opportunity presents itself, I would love to do that. I would be excited about it. He told Kay Adams that in an interview before the Fanatics Flag Football Classic in Los Angeles last month. Of course, we're making Odell Beckham Jr., 33 years old, play flag football. Don't disgrace him like that. But the biggest storyline this week that I'm still stuck on is A.J. Brown. Last 48 hours, we've gone from off-season rumor of, does A.J. Brown want to be an Eagle? Remember the 49ers game, the way it ended, and the way does A.J. Brown, did he give up? Did he sell? Did he sell on the team? it went from rumors and murmurs to an inevitable divorce. I do not think, water gun to my head right now, that A.J. Brown will play for the Eagles. He will not. A.J. Brown will not play for the Eagles next year. And as of April 21st, the year of our Lord 2026, we're just waiting for June. Let's flip the calendar to June, make something official, get him out of here, trade him out of here. Let's go. February, March even, after 2025 was frustrating, no doubt. Brown called the Eagles offense a crap show, an S show. Can't say that word. Can't say the word. And then rumors are afoot that him and the front office aren't getting along. That relationship being fractured means that Brown probably isn't happy. But it died down. We weren't talking about it we didn't have an A.J. Brown tracker on the Drake Toll show. Then, April 6th, Brown says, you know what? Trade me. Contract extensions, we hit a wall there. Trade me. He's 29 years old. How much do you want to pay the 29-year-old wide receiver? I don't know. And then stuff really hits the fan when here comes Diana Rossini. What? What would she have anything to do with this situation? How? Had you told me in February, man, buckle up, Diana Rossini is going to hold hands with someone very specific to the A.J. Brown situation, I would have thought, what? But April 12th, 2026, Diana Rossini, she reports Philadelphia actively engaging with teams, specifically named, she said they're engaging with the New England Patriots as the primary suitor for A.J. Brown. Weird. So Diana Rossini is seen taking pictures. Well, she wasn't taking them on purpose. A possible private investigator was taking pictures of Diana Rossini hugging, touching, squeezing.
Touch yourself.
Steve Perry, Journey. We get pictures of her loving, touching, hugging, interlocking fingers with her friend, close and personal platonic friend, Mike Vrabel. And then all of a sudden, the Patriots want A.J. Brown. Yep. Nice job, Diana. That is truly inside information. You nailed it. Puns across the board. Then on April 19th, A.J. Brown skips the start of the Eagles' voluntary workouts. He has no intention of returning to the NovaCare complex. And Adam Schefter, other insiders say the Eagles and the Patriots have a verbal agreement on a trade. But again, June 1st, salary cap reasons, we got to wait till June. Calendar's got to flip. And by waiting till June, the Eagles will save $7 million in cap space and spread the dead cap hit into 2027. And I would do anything for love. Just Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. And Vrabel being very clear with Rossini, I would do anything for A.J. Brown.
Big Gooner.
Could you help me, Diana? I know you hit a roadblock with your Hey, baby. It's got that sensual music. I know you hit a roadblock with your husband. Could I have an A.J. Brown, please? It's just Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. He's talking to her real sexy like. I know your husband's an Eagles fan. You think you could get me A.J. Brown, Diana Rossini? And somehow the answer is yes. That's the craziest part, is this is all going to work. And Drake May is going to get a proven number one wide receiver. He's going to get A.J. Brown. Now, how much Diana Rossini actually had to do with this, I don't know. Obviously, none of us know. But think about it. She's platonically canoodling the New England Patriots head coach, and the Patriots are about to grab A.J. Brown. Who broke the scoop that the Patriots wanted A.J. Brown? Diana Rossini. You put it all together, huh? That's nuts. And it's real, man. It's real. I would do anything. That's awesome. It's not. I mean, it's like workplace malpractice and everyone is fired. But what a wild thing that Diana Rossini and her personal proclivities could be deciding where A.J. Brown's future lies. That's nuts. That's stuff they make movies about. That's Draft Day 2. Draft Day 2, Kevin Costner, is he a bad guy? Bring him back if he's not. Let's shoot it all over again. Addy Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app when we return. Ty Simpson is overrated. Pollen season is here, though, to fix that. But a dirty car doesn't have to be. Wash it away at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. For a quick wash and that clean car, happy feeling, find a location at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. This is the Drake Toll Show.
I will try it kanjani kodwa sensukwini namhlanje sibona kwenzeka kanjani amantombazane
She's a rich girl, she don't try to hide it. Diamonds on the soles of her shoes. He's a poor boy, empty as a pocket. Empty as a pocket with nothing to lose. Sing ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Ta-na-na, ta-na-na-na. She got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. 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 Say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of your shoes. She was physically forgotten, but then she slipped into my pocket with my car keys. She said, you've taken me for granted because I please you. Wearing these diamonds. And I could say, ooh, as if everybody knows what I'm talking about. As if everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about diamonds on the soles of her shoes. She makes the sign of a teaspoon, he makes the sign of a wave. The poor boy changes clothes and he puts on aftershave to compensate for his ordinary shoes. And she said, honey, take me dancing, but they ended up by sleeping in a doorway by the bodegas and the lights on Upper Broadway, wearing diamonds on the soles of their shoes. And I could say, ooh, and everybody here would know what I was talking about. I mean, everybody here would know exactly what I was talking about. I'm talking about diamonds. got diamonds on the soles of my shoes, yeah. Well, that's one way to lose these walking blues. Diamonds on the soles of my shoes. Ta-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na.
Touch yourself. Gooner.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. Talking all things Big 12 every day. The Locked On Podcast Network and right here at Westwood One. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time every day. And then, Nick Costos, You Better You Bet. Fastest show in all of sport. Black and Abdallah. Jim Rome. The same Jim Rome you've been listening to for 30 years. Gets you home from 3 to 6 Eastern Time. Oh. I've dodged this. I promised that I wouldn't do it. I didn't want to do it. Touch yourself. And I'm folding. I'm breaking that promise. Because it is NFL Draft Week, I will do the thing that I have sworn not to do, and that is address the Ty Simpson conundrum. But it's not a conundrum. It's actually pretty simple. The Ty Simpson saga, let's call it that, is one that has been manufactured by big media to make you the idiot. What? What? I'm about to tell you a secret. People always say, oh, that major national network, I turn their TV on, I turn the radio on, it doesn't represent me. You know what happened to the old days? What happened when I could just easy access Dan Patrick? Or, man, how fun was it watching the early days of not even the early days of SportsCenter, just like some of the glory days of sports. You know, the U on ESPN with the logo, the ESPN U logo, it's bouncing around. It's dressed as an elephant, fun, or a dog, and you loved that. And yip yip, make a little noise. That was the best. Stuart Scott on SportsCenter, right? Like that. Back when sports wasn't just a bunch of us at a table and we're yelling at each other. Back when sports wasn't just a bunch of us at a table and we're yelling at a random celebrity or a random athlete. I will tell you what changed. We needed at some point to promote conflict. We realized people love conflict too much for us to just sit here and have a normal conversation about sports. We need to yell at each other. We need to argue. And then it became, wait a second, what property do we own? And I'll say this very clearly. I believe this. I think Westwood One is an exception to this, full stop exception to this. What a lot of times happens is a network says, oh, we have the broadcast rights to the NFL. We have the broadcast rights to the NBA. We have the broadcast rights to the NHL or college football or specific conferences, the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, what have you. So what will we do? We will become a propaganda machine for those entities. Our talent, our hosts, they won't come out. So an example, can I give you an example of this, is the Diana Rossini deal. You turn on most major networks, they're not covering it every day. I don't think we've gone a day in the last 2.5 weeks without saying the name Diana Rossini. She may be the key catalyst, the nucleus for a whole-ass NFL trade. And nobody else wants to talk about that? The reason is because there's money involved here. I'll give you another example here. It's the reason that certain networks love to pump up the SEC or they love to pump up the NBA. And they'll dilute other leagues that they don't own the rights to. Example, you are Dale. My neighbor's name is Dale. Dale in Savannah, Georgia. I'm referencing my neighbor. You own stock in Home Depot. I'm talking you own 500 shares of Home Depot. And you ride that up to the sunset. Do you think you're going to go shopping at Lowe's or Home Depot? Right? You own 500 shares of Apple. Do you have a Kia Sierra phone? No. Your invested interest is in Home Depot or Apple. So you utilize those products. That's what major national networks do, is they utilize those products. Here at Westwood One, I don't have. Our bosses don't call me and say, hey, you got to be nice. You got to be really nice about the NFL. Hey, don't talk about Diana Rossini. Hey, we really need you to bring it. We got to talk a ton of Final Four because we carry it on Westwood One. They don't do that. I have the opportunity with you every day to give you my opinions, my thoughts. Like, here's what I believe about sports. Other networks don't do that. And that's why you were fed some BS, silly narrative about Ty Simpson. That's why you were fed the name Ty Simpson over the course of this offseason. Why? Controversy. This is a big media machine manufacturing a Ty Simpson saga that shouldn't have really existed. Fernando Mendoza was always locked into number one. He is number one. He's been there. He will be there. So how did 2 months ago certain networks start to make us believe, creep into our psyche, that Ty Simpson would go number one overall? Well, it starts with Dan Orlovsky. This hype circle hit warp speed with Orlovsky and Pat McAfee. Viral, high volume, yell at each other, debate. No, you're stupid. I think Ty Simpson's the better quarterback. And obviously Orlovsky, to all of us who watch college football, and the 38-3 blowout of Simpson getting his jockstrap handed back to him by the Indiana Hoosiers. Anybody who watched that, we know that's a really silly take that we're not backing up with anything of substance. Orlovsky is, we talked about this when I was in college, we would talk about this, manufactured conflict. What kind of, we come in every day, what is today's manufactured conflict? What can the news create today? Ooh, let's create Ty Simpson versus Fernando Mendoza. No. At no point would we get to the NFL draft next year and say, I think Jalen Rayner, the Arkansas State transfer who's at Iowa State, is better than Arch Manning. No one would say that. You wouldn't pay attention to that take because it's so absurd. That's how absurd the Mendoza and Simpson thing was. You just don't remember it being that absurd because you were fed it so much. Major networks have leaned into this. They saw, wait a second, that went viral. That headline went viral. Hold on, guys. They're talking about it on social media. And now every headline, Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson. Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson. Those two do not deserve to be in the same stratosphere as one another as it pertains to this draft. And as I've talked to those who are close in the NFL with the situation, a la scouts, talking to scouts, the two that I spoke with both agreed, this is just silly. This is silly. He's got a day 2 grade. One of the biggest reasons is a lack of starts. 15 starts. Oh, but he's the son of Jason Simpson. Come on. These media technicians who know his family, these broadcasters, these networks who are in the same, who have the same agent or same agency in cahoots with the family, you have to. He's a coach's dream. Come on, guys. First one in, last one to leave. The kind of guy you let date your daughter. We got to talk about this kid. But his passer efficiency dropped from 159.5 to 121.5 in the last month of his college football career. Oh. Well, that's weird. You're selling me this legacy star. Why aren't you selling me a one-year starter with durability issues? A one-year starter who fizzled out when the games mattered the most, who fizzled out against Auburn or Indiana. Well, because he's good. Are you? mean, let's think about this. Are you avoiding Fernando Mendoza, who is a Big Ten quarterback, because that's a conference with a different TV contract and a different TV partner, major TV partner? Are you avoiding Fernando Mendoza and going with the SEC bias protection here and ensuring that we all know about Ty Simpson, that we all get a media tour from Diego Pavia this offseason? Or because the Alabama brand is going to bring more eyeballs? Oh, it'd be boring if we only talked about Mendoza. Sometimes greatness is boring. Sometimes greatness wins so much. Greatness wins at such a high level, it just looks boring. Because it's dominant. And that's the case for Fernando Mendoza. What I'm trying to get across to you here is the Ty Simpson narrative. I don't think he'll go in the first round. The Ty Simpson narrative is being fed to you purposely. I implore you to listen to, and do it with this show, to listen to watch sports media understanding the bias, understanding why the angle is what it is, understanding what the league is that they are discussing, who covers the NFL draft, who broadcasts the NFL draft, and how that plays into how these networks talk about it. So that's my thought on Ty Simpson as a quarterback. Is Ty Simpson as a quarterback is only what you've been told. Because they don't want you to see it with your own two eyes. Because when you look at it, he's not that good. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we return, Idiot of the Day, right here on the Drake Toll Show.
This
I don't know why I keep on believing you need me when you've proved so many times that it ain't true. And I can't find one good reason for staying. Maybe my leaving would be the best for you. But these rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth. And they let me hold on to the good times, good lines, the ones I used to hear when I held you. And they keep me from feeling so cheated, defeated, when reflections in your eyes show me a fool. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through show only the beauty, 'cause they hide all the truth. So I'll just keep on hoping, believing that maybe by counting the many times I've tried, you'll believe me when I say I love you, and I'll lay these rose-colored glasses aside. These rose-colored glasses that I'm looking through
And as long as I got my suit and tie, I'ma leave it all on the floor tonight.
Big Gooner.
And it got fixed up to the nines. Let me
Touch
show you
yourself.
a few things. All dressed up in black and white, and you're dressed in that dress I like. Love is swinging in the air tonight. Let me show you a few things.
Let me show you a few things. Let me show you a few things. Every morning at the same time. I think I've come to realize it's every morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. The local news that I put on this quad box runs the ad for Sheriff Gooch, who is running locally. Chatham County Sheriff Gooch. It's not an endorsement. Every time it comes up, I cannot get past. Freeze, son.
Hope he wins.
Sheriff Gooch has got you. Freeze, culprit. Hands in the air. It's Sheriff Gooch. Hey, man, what are you in for? Armed robbery. Gooch get you? Of course. He gets all the bad guys. Hey, it's Sheriff Gooch, man. Chatham
That's
County
how I
Zone.
would imagine people sounding in Savannah, Georgia, for sure.
Do you think that Sheriff Gooch is the bad guy of Nitro, Blip, and Curtis's trio? Do you think he is? I honestly can't even remember the bad guy in Penguins of Madagascar. Was there a bad guy? Blip, Nitro.
The monkeys. The monkeys were the bad people. Like, remember the chimps?
Yes, the monkey.
The one with the
Blip.
British accent.
Yes, Nitro. Curtis is passed out on the floor.
Touch yourself.
There's booze everywhere. He's covered in alcohol. Who will ever help us stop the evil Sheriff Gooch?
Came in so fast and so hard.
Hurry, quick, Curtis, he's getting away.
They need me to take, shot in the front and the back, whatever it is.
Sniff that Gooch trail. Blip, Nitro, and Curtis, man. You know what we're going to get? We're going to get a Ryan McGuire AI-generated movie poster with Sheriff Gooch. Nope, we're going to get a Ryan McGuire, Sheriff Gooch, which I don't know this guy's background. I just get his ad every day, and I can't get past the name.
Curtis, do you think you could do that by the end of the week? Do you think you could sniff out Sheriff Gooch's trail?
Maybe.
By the end of the week, what a really boring superhero show. Where it's like, yes, Curtis is extremely effective in this superhero documentary at sniffing things out. It just takes him a really, really long time.
Like 3 business days.
Well, I figured if he's going to be sniffing a trail all the way to Georgia on foot.
The victim's been dead. The victim just done been dead.
Decomposing at
Well,
this point.
She
Sniffing on
died
down
2
to
days
Georgia.
ago, but you did such a good job finding her, Curtis.
Give the devil a deal.
At least we can deliver the body back to her family. That's the end. That's the end of the episode that day. Most of the episodes, 1 in 10 episodes end well. The other 9 are just Curtis not getting to the victim in time. Oh man, foiled again, Nitro. Wow. Nice job, Curtis. We've created a whole world for you, man. Your dreams have come true. Crotch Poindexter, and we cannot forget, again, everyone else in the show is animated, including Sheriff Gooch, just not Curtis. He is just
Might be the first
himself.
trade on this network to another show. I'm not sure yet.
He's,
Curtis is requesting.
yeah, I was gonna say you better, you bet, but Curtis already.
I think Black and
he already
Abdallah want
worked.
me on their show. So
Curtis, can I get a breaking news, please?
Touch yourself.
Per Adam Schefter, Crotch Poindexter has requested a trade from the Drake Toll Show, effective immediately.
holding out.
We'll be going on strike until
He's
further
going
notice.
he's going to BetMGM tonight.
Yeah, he is. The
I might be
combination
just leaving
of
this
Curtis.
network,
I think Linnell would do a show where the entire 4 hours is him asking Curtis questions. Him being like, Curtis, what? What? Curtis like, yeah.
Yeah!
That's great. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. It is time for our Idiot of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
For real this time.
For real this time. Cheers to ESPN not knowing the players on the court during NHL games. This reporter, I'll spare you her name, during a historic run for the Sabres. Oh, now I know her name. It says her name on here now. Oh, I won't do it. Tage Thompson, she says, hey, you've played for the Sabres your entire career. What has it been like? Roll tape.
The Sabres are the only franchise that you've ever known in your 8-year career, and you just helped them earn their first Stanley Cup playoff victory in 15 years. What's going through your mind?
Yeah, just a ton of emotion. These are the games that you dream of, and so happy to finally be here and to be able to go to battle with these guys. It's been such an unbelievable season, the fact that we got to this point. So proud of this group, and it's just a start.
You mean the same guy who was drafted by not the Sabres? Yeah, he hasn't played his entire career in Buffalo, and I'm not sure where we got that. But ESPN, who's supposed to have the hockey beat, seems a bit confused. Wait a second, they're confused again. Also, idiot of the day, someone please name me Buffalo's goalie.
Clip in this series.
Probably should mention Buffalo's goalie's name. Did you want to take a crack at that, anybody?
Pekka
Luukkonen. Is that his first name?
Luukkonen.
Well, I'm missing one.
Luukkonen.
Or his friends call him UPL.
Nothing wrong with his game either.
No, exactly. I know as you guys all talking about it, nobody mentioned his name. Want to stay away. All right, more from Vegas when we come back on the Discover Second.
Did it say Ligma?
The cell phones, man, from we can't pronounce the goalie's name to Tage Thompson was never, we're just revisionist history, was never a member of the Blues. It's just great. Awesome. Of course. Great hockey coverage. We're nailing it. Come on, guys, right? We're doing a good job. Pat us in the back. Idiot of the day. Jack Flaherty? This is from the Detroit-Boston game yesterday.
One down. Schoenbrunn again, drops it down. Here comes Durbin. Now trying to get back. And it's thrown away, and the run's going to score. And a bad throw. And the Red Sox benefit as they take a 1-0 lead. Durbin was a dead duck.
Addie, the old squeeze play works to perfection. Oh, no. Works to perfection, huh? When your catcher throws the ball into the ground.
Jack Flaherty, known catcher for sure. I think it's funny. You see the guy halfway through.
It's Flaherty's throwing the ball.
Yes,
okay.
Jack Flaherty threw it to the ground behind the runner. Behind the runner. Not even like an underhand toss to the catcher that's right there to block the runner from going this way. We threw it behind the runner on the ground.
That's not good.
Good stuff.
I thought he was going to backflip like they do at the banana games.
You didn't know the rules.
If he would have backflipped, he would have gotten him out. Oh, why is Flair? Oh, none of this is good.
No, I know that.
I watched it twice thinking the catcher threw the ball.
No, it was Jack Flaherty.
That's even worse. Idiot of the day today. Oh, sorry, Addie. The Washington Nationals, their social media manager asked them, what is your favorite store at the, remember, they're in what? They play for the Washington Nationals. She asks them, what's your favorite store at the National Mall?
Favorite store at the National Mall? At the National Mall? I don't really go to the mall. Are there stores there? National Mall, where's that? Favorite store at the National Mall? Ooh, I haven't been there in a long time. I can't even think of one right now. The only one I've spent any time at is the Verizon store, so that's all I can think of right now. Do they have a Dior? I'm gonna say Nordstrom. Get some pretty nice stuff, pretty good prices. So yeah.
I like the grass that you can walk on at the National Mall.
I'll go with that.
It's like the whole field in front of the monument.
I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with that.
The National Mall? Is that just like any mall?
I don't even know if I've been there.
I don't think I've been yet. I just got here.
Okay. I've never been there. So I got to go, and then I got to get back to you.
I have no idea.
This is the equivalent of you ask all of the Chicago Cubs players, what do you think about the bean? And they're like, what's the bean? What's the bean? Or if you went to the LSU baseball team and did a mic'd up and they're like, hey, so how do you like gumbo? Gumbo, I hate gumbo. Why would you expose your own players for being completely out of touch with the city and its people? Addie, as a Washingtonian, am I there?
Sure.
Am I landing the plane?
There's a song by Sting called Englishman in New York. I'm a Texan in D.C. That's how I like to refer to it. As someone right now who is staring at the National Mall, that's hilarious to me. It's also terrible PR. That's what it says. It's awful because it makes your team look like they don't even know the city they play in. You got Navy Yard over here. I can see I can see Nats Park. The National Mall is right over there. By the way, it's where the Washington Monument is. That is what that is. It's the area around it. There's no stores other than maybe the hot dog stand and some people trying to sell USA merch in a little truck. Other than that, there's no Dior. That's not the kind of mall.
Is there a Yesy Penny there?
There's no Verizon store?
There's no AT&T. No Verizon. None of that.
Good.
Walmart?
None of that.
Idiot of the day.
Body City?
The Blue Jays will now be selling cotton candy fries topped with blue mayonnaise and cotton candy at home games this season. Addie, would you try the blue mayonnaise on the cotton candy fries?
No, and that's because I don't like mayonnaise, nor do I like cotton candy. So that sounds atrocious.
I went to Rita's Frozen Ice last night, and I like Rita's a lot. Rita does a very good job. My compliments go to Rita. And I got the black cherry with vanilla custard. It was awesome. I will be getting it again today. My current girlfriend got the gummy bear blueberry
How old
crap. That's I don't know. But it had gummy bears in it and sprinkles on it and blueberries and custard. And so we gave her a little pinwheel hat and a little pinwheel and then woo, and got the little blueberry thing. It was terrible. It was cotton candy blueberries is what it was.
Ew.
And it was with gummy bears. I know.
It's like Lund the other day. He had a cotton candy energy drink. It sounded really nasty.
Cotton candy energy drink. I don't even like the Bang cotton candy. Can't do it. I don't want to bang. I do not want to bang.
Especially if you have a nose piercing.
Whoa!
Big gooner.
Idiot of the day. Taylor Swift fans? I think they call them Swifties. This is from Josh Hutcherson. He says backlash over saying he doesn't like Taylor Swift's music is why he doesn't want to be online. All of a sudden it garnered this F him. He's a monster. Destroy him. He's short. He hates her because he's short. And it's like, whoa, I think she's great. Her music is not my kind of music. That is why I don't want to be online. Why did he keep emphasizing how short he is? Hey, he's short.
Attack you.
Like tiny, like really,
Star
really
of
short.
Five Nights at Freddy's movie, Josh Hutcherson.
Was he in that
short.
movie?
Yeah.
He's super.
He was the other guy
talking
in
about
the
himself.
Hunger Games.
He is the other guy in the Hunger Games with the rock paint on his face.
Yeah.
He also hated the rock paint. I was like, sorry guys, my bad.
I saw
realize
that
now
on
they're
Twitter
super
yesterday.
cringy. It's on me. Hand up. That's on me as Josh Hutcherson for being bad. Idiot of the day, the Mets, the New York Metropolitans. Franklin Benedict. Wow.
Touch
He
yourself.
posts on Reddit. I just want to say the New York Mets are now 47-70 since playing Kokomo on the day Brian Wilson died last June. The curse no one is talking about. Yum Yum Apollo says Met sounds. Addie, Mets are 47-70 since Brian Wilson died. Many are saying he was their magic sauce.
The fact that they played Kokomo, which is not a Brian Wilson Beach Boys song, that is a Mike Love. After Mike Love, by the way, Brian Wilson's cousin, basically kicked him out of the band. They could have played anything. They could have played literally any other Beach Boys song, but they played Kokomo, which is not even a Brian Wilson song. It's for an 80s movie. It's not even that good of a song. Play literally anything else.
Off
Wouldn't
the
it be nice?
Florida Keys. Are the Mets, they've lost 12 in a row now? Is it 12?
Well, they had an off day yesterday, so yeah, we can kind of say 12 in a row.
Well, we stuck at 12? I thought we were at 12.
It's 11. It's 11. They had an
It's
off
11 with the off day. 11 on the off day. Good for the Mets. Final idiot of the day. The entire Denver Nuggets basketball team. At the podium, Jaden McDaniels was asked about the Denver Nuggets, who he played. And he was like, yeah, man, they're just all really bad defenders. Here's the audio.
Go out to Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team. Like, just go at them.
They're all bad defenders.
Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
Just to consider that, it feels like you guys constantly react.
Yeah, just they don't got people that could defend the rim, and if he is there, we still more athletic than them, and just got to be able to finish when we do.
Is there a discipline involved in just staying in that attack mode?
Yeah, you gotta. Just sometimes you gotta know when to attack and when the right moments, and just if it's your time to shoot it or pass it. But either way, if you just break the paint, you're gonna have a shot, or someone else is gonna be open.
Awesome, thanks, JD.
Thank you.
Unreal. Go at Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders. Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, their whole team. Interviewer's like, they're all bad defenders? Jaden doubles down. Deadpan. Yeah, they're all bad defenders.
Automatic.
Still is. And final idiot of the day, all of you, for not being Ryan McGuire, who did make a poster, a Blip, Nitro, Curtis, and their hunt for Sheriff Gooch.
Ryan,
quick,
I need to see this.
That's quick
Ryan,
draw.
send it to
That's
everyone.
quick draw. Addy
Google
Bates
Gooch,
produces.
Addy.
Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we come back, let's talk the city of Boston, man. What do we do with A.J. Brown? Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini. What do we do with the Celtics? What do we do with the Bruins especially? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Our naked bodies go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king gets his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. British minds of my generation gladly conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity. But that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating. And he came to draw. Serve your client notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene. An amnesiac, a himbo Kendall. I guess time does make fools of us all.
To the brain.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates producing, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, locked on Big 12 and right here on Westwood One Sports. And let me tell you something. I watched, and look, the comparison I made yesterday, imagine there is no world where the Jets could go to the Super Bowl. The Jets could have prime Tom Brady, prime Randy Moss. The Jets could have prime Michael Strahan. Weird one, but why not? Every player, the best of the best. And still, they were in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, against the Rams. You would think, no way the Jets win. It's a brand thing. And that's what you get with the Buffalo Sabres and the Boston Bruins. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe the Sabres are the better team, but it feels weird to conceptualize. And then a comeback victory against the Bruins. And sadly, for @RealCam Stewart, Cameron Stewart, the Wicked Boston Show, joining the Drake Toll Show, that's where we start. Cam, the Boston Bruins loss, not just the loss, the way the Boston Bruins lost, how demoralizing was that for the place you love, the place you live in, the city of Boston?
Well, I just stopped crying about it like 15 minutes ago, so thanks for that. Pretty brutal. You can sit there and take away the positives that, for 53 minutes you had them, and it's a best-of-7 series, not one game. But notably, we're not exactly taking away the positives up here. It was a total meltdown, and I got to look Marco Sturm's way for a lot of it. is a guy who I was really on board with his first year. I think he had a good thing. He's had a good thing going, but he made, I think, a rookie head coach mistake in this game in game one. After the first 2 goals, he put out his youngest line, where is Fraser Mitten, Murat Husnudinov, and James Higgins, who the oldest guy is 23 years old, and none of them have played a playoff game. So, after goal number 1, the place is absolutely jumping. It's just been begging to cheer for something, and he throws that line out there when you need a shutdown shift. And I'm like, okay, it's odd. Odd that he didn't call a timeout. Odd that he sends that line out there. And then when the game gets tied, he throws that line out there again. And I'm all for having this kid line in the lineup. I'm all for these guys playing in the playoffs. I think that's a good thing for the Bruins in the future and for their present. But on your 2 biggest shifts of the game, you send them out there with the building on fire. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. I thought the Bruins handled this game for the most part really well. They're not going to create a ton of 5-on-5 offense. And I thought they had Buffalo pushed to the walls all night. The fans are booing the Sabres at one point because they couldn't get anything going. You just need to play a full 60, Drake.
Yeah, the Bruins certainly did not do that. 4-3 loss to the Sabres. And now tonight, you mentioned the youth of the Bruins, where it is, the strategic use of youth, or lack thereof, if you will, lack of strategy. People talk about how it's this old guard Bruins, the experience of the Bruins versus the new school, young, hot Sabres who haven't been here in 15 years. Is that a misnomer? Is it the youth of the Bruins actually that is hurting the team in this series and could hurt them again tonight in Buffalo?
Well, it is ironic that did kind of play out that way in game one. I think it was probably a little overblown, even by myself, going into this series. Most of the core for the Sabres has not played in the playoffs. They do have a guy in Shen who's probably not going to play, who's won a couple of cups, but Bowen Byram won a Stanley Cup with the Avalanche. Jason Zucker has been deep in the playoffs a couple of times. And, yeah, the Bruins have had some guys who have made deep runs. Obviously, McAvoy and David Pastrnak have both been to the Stanley Cup final with the Bruins. But other than that, they had a bunch of guys making their debuts too. The aforementioned kid line, all 3 of those guys were making their playoff debut. Mark Kaslick was making his playoff debut, an important part of the Bruins' bottom 6. Morgan Geekie has not played a ton of playoff games. Arguably the MVP for the Bruins this year, Pavel Zacha, has scored 1 playoff goal in his career. So, yeah, it's probably a little overblown. And I don't know, Drake, we've seen games like this in sports where you get an atmosphere like Buffalo had the other night, and they finally break the seal in the third period, and they explode for the 3 goals in 4 minutes to take the lead. And all of a sudden, you're thinking, all right, these guys know that it's just another game. Like, they haven't made the playoffs in 15 years, but it's just like all the rest of the games they've played all season when they dummied most of the league since the beginning of December. So, yeah, I think it's a little overblown, especially now, especially that Buffalo has that win. I don't think they're intimidated by any kind of moment, and they might have been the first 50 or so minutes of that game.
Cameron Stewart, the Wicked Boston Show, joining the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, and the Westwood One Sports app. Came to a brighter note for Boston fans. The Celtics, Jason Tatum, with the loss from Detroit, is the air in Boston that this Celtics team should win the East and go to the NBA Finals?
Yes. In fact, you guys caught me after waking up, and the first thing I do in the morning is get on my knees and thank the good Lord the Boston Celtics still exist. I go through this Patriots head coach drama. I go through this Red Sox dumpster fire, this Bruins collapse in game 1, and I'm just so damn thankful the Boston Celtics still exist. It's funny. I did my show yesterday, and there's so much going on in Boston sports. I gave the Celtics about 30 seconds. And I said, you know what? Celtics won by 30. We expected them to blow out the Sixers. They wake up in the morning, they piss excellence, and they beat the Philadelphia 76ers. They just do that. You could set your watch to it. This team should win the East. I like their chances against Detroit, even with Cade Cunningham back in there. I think Detroit's still a good team. I don't know if they have the shooting to beat the Celtics 4 games out of 7. The only one I worry about from a Celtics standpoint, and I probably shouldn't, but I still do, is the Knicks, who would be their second-round matchup if the higher seeds prevail. I know the Knicks lost game 1 last night, or game 2 last night, right? But that is a team that still matches up well against the Celtics. They don't have a great offensive arsenal. It's a lot of Jalen Brunson isolation, like you saw in that Hawks game last night. But they've been a tough matchup for the Celtics this regular season, albeit mostly without Jason Tatum. And the one game he played, Jaylen Brown didn't play. And I go back to last year's playoff series where the Knicks had that series won even before Tatum went down with the Achilles injury. He was having a great game, but the Knicks were about to go up 3-1 in that series. So that's the only one I kind of worry about. If they get past the Knicks, I am guaranteeing they get past the next round and make it to the NBA Finals. I think there are 3 teams in the West that can put up with the Celtics. But, yeah, I think this is a team that should be the representative of the East. And you saw it on Sunday. Their defense was electric. It's been underrated all year. They're so deep. I mean, this embarrassment of riches in terms of their depth. They can go 9 or 10 guys deep. They can go 3 centers deep. It really is as deep a team as we've seen in the Celtics for quite some time. They should be the Eastern Conference champs this year. Should be.
Cam on the gridiron for the New England Patriots who went to the Super Bowl. Before we talk, and I'll end here in a second on Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, and how this all came to fruition. But first, the prospect, outside of that, in a vacuum, the prospect of having A.J. Brown be a New England Patriot, how would that elevate Drake May and the offense in New England in 2026?
Dude, it sends a message, man. It sends a message by bringing A.J. Brown in of like, we're not seeing this as, oh, we're just a year ahead of schedule. Let's see how this plays out with the kids kind of thing. This is, no, we're pushing our chips to the middle of the table. And NBC Sports Philadelphia was reporting yesterday they don't expect a first-round pick coming back for A.J. Brown, which would be, a massive coup, I think, for the Patriots. And it would make some sense. It's the best outside receiver they have had or went out and got, I guess, since Randy Moss. Diggs had a productive year last year. A lot of that was in the slot. And you look at, kind of the second wind of the dynasty, it was slot guys like Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola and tight ends with Gronk and the late one. They had plenty of great tight end play. They didn't have that big play X receiver out there. This is the first one you've had in almost 20 years that raises to that level. A.J. Brown in the last 4 seasons has 4,000-yard seasons. The Patriots have 1,000-yard receiver in that span. So it really does kind of send a message to the rest of the league. You went out there and you got a guy who is excellent at catching balls downfield with the best downfield thrower in the entire league at quarterback in Drake May. There's still some holes to fill on this team, but that sends one heck of a statement. You gotta worry. You gotta worry about some diva aspects, like you have to with any big name receiver, especially one that is pushing his way out of a pretty damn good organization right now and a pretty good situation with the Eagles. But no problems like that when he was playing for Vrabel. I know the whole thing. He grew up a Patriots fan. This is a chance to really have an awesome, I guess, third act for A.J. Brown, really a second act after winning 1 Super Bowl with the Eagles. The Patriots are absolutely in that Super Bowl discussion again.
Cam, before we get you out of here, Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini, it is undoubtedly fishy that New England targeting A.J. Brown, and Rossini was the one to break this news around the time she was in her Sedona soiree with Mike Vrabel, platonically holding hands.
Yeah.
That level of, I don't even know if it hasn't really become scandal as it pertains to the NFL and the players themselves, the coaches themselves, it seems, and there will seemingly be no repercussion. But what do you make of Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, A.J. Brown, and how it's all connected or could be connected?
Dude, our friend Pete Souza said it on his show yesterday. Sex, money, torture. Those are the three ways to get information, all right? Diana Rossini probably, allegedly, picked the first one, and it worked. It worked. I'm not surprised that that's the information that was out there for two reasons. First off, obviously the pictures, and second off, this came from a different head coach. Let's say Andy Reid, who's probably not going to be shirtless in a pool in Sedona anytime soon. She's one of the best insiders in the sport. So, not surprised to see that info coming from anywhere, but certainly now when you look back on it from the Patriots, you're a little surprised you didn't get any more. She broke the A.J. Brown thing, and she was also the one breaking the news in Super Bowl week that Max Crosby wanted to play for Mike Vrabel. And you think, wonder where she got that info in the week plus that a team is away from home for the Super Bowl. So, it doesn't look like anything's coming Mike's way. Not terribly surprised by that. I know last time we talked, I put out there that, hey, this happened with Ime Udoka in the Celtics and in a different kind of way, and Ime got fired, which was pretty surprising. Obviously, that's not going to happen to Vrabel at this point. It doesn't look like anything is going to come down from the league either. So weird way for that kind of story to end, with Schefter dropping the latest report on A.J. Brown when really that, I guess, should have been the latest report from Rossini had this all not happened.
Cameron Stewart at Real Cam Stewart on Twitter. Incredibly grateful for your time. Thanks for being up early with us.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me, as always.
You find him on the Wicked Boston show, and he nailed it. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire here. I'm not sure if Rossini can be the one to make these things happen, but the fact that she's the insider breaking the news that Mike Vrabel, Max Crosby would love to kindle something up in New England, fishier and fishier, huh? Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. That was free for you. Coming up, let's take a look back at last night where the New York Knicks imploded. Karl Anthony Towns. Bobby Fischer's missing, and he's somewhere with Karl Anthony Towns and Tupac. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Westwood Wall!
Trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends.
never expect to see you again. For I'm bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon that train. Perhaps you'll die upon this train. You can bury me in Sunny Valley for many years where I may lay. And you may learn to love another while I am sleeping in my grave. While he is sleeping in his grave. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you never see no more. But there is one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
I got a sweet little baddie and she's rolling in the caddy with me.
Touch yourself. It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates, Curtis Poindexter. As anybody, can we please... Blip! Yes, Nitro? Do you think Curtis can help us find Karl Anthony Towns? He seems to be missing. Curtis, boy, wake up! Blip, what's all this Crown Royal doing spilled all over Curtis? Curtis, you seem kind of groggy. Curtis, you seem kind of groggy. Why is there a throw up all over your shirt?
Fight back.
Stumbling around the room.
Curtis, play Drake's song. Play the Drake song. We have two options.
Around the room.
Play one of them. Curtis, please. Where's Karl Anthony Towns? He's missing. We need to find him ASAP. Yeah, all right. I'm sorry. Am I being compared to Justin Timberlake today, the greatest male vocalist of all time? We're comparing you to a package of ramen.
Yeah, a package of ramen wishes it had this kind of talent. It wishes it could be Justin Timberlake.
Brother, this guy stinks!
I should have dyed it. I should have gone platinum blonde for this.
It's scary.
It's Blip and Nitro have sent Curtis out to sniff out wherever Karl Anthony Towns is because he's still, no one knows.
Yeah, but
Bobby
Curtis,
Fischer's missing.
Curtis lost the trail because he could only smell the chemicals coming from your hair. You killed Curtis.
It does smell putrid. The perms do smell putrid. That's a great point. Oh no, Blip, Curtis passed out from all the perm fumes. Oh man, Karl Anthony Towns got away again. Did we ever find Nancy Guthrie?
No.
Or is it Savannah Guthrie? Which one's which?
Nancy, probably stuck in your hair somewhere.
Okay, can't say that. Can't say that. I wasn't going to make a joke about it. You did. Too far. Too far.
She's looking for Mayor Gooch.
Ooh.
Sheriff Gooch.
Mayor Gooch. That's him in a few years after his
Him after he
stint.
retires.
I had a buddy of mine who's a New York Knickerbockers fan, Chris Sachi, texted me last night. He works for the Savannah Bananas as well and said, I'm incredulous. Did you watch the finish? Oh, I watched the finish. I'm incredulous. It is a double-digit lead for the New York Knicks going into the fourth quarter. Karl Anthony Towns at a 14-point third quarter. You're saying, you know what? It's all coming together. 2-0 lead, the New York Knicks. Well, go to Atlanta on Thursday, leading 2 games at the horn honks in the background, leading 2-0 at Madison Square Garden. Everybody's, wow. The Jay-Z's over there. It's not Jay-Z. It's, oh my gosh, Spike Lee. Spike Lee's over there. Yeah, woo, woo. Larry David's hanging out there, Timothy Chalamet. But it didn't happen like that. Because Karl Anthony Towns just shut down in the fourth quarter. His post-game press conference, he was like, well, there's a lot of guys, like, you got to pass the ball around and, like, move the ball around and stuff. And, like, there weren't a lot of shot opportunities. What do you mean weren't a lot of shot opportunities? You think Kobe ever once was like, yeah, man, not a lot of shot opportunities tonight? Like, what? What are you talking about? That's not the mentality of a starter. You think LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, any of those guys that ever say there weren't a lot of shot opportunities tonight? What are you talking about? It's 103-103. This is the stretch that defined the game to me. We are 30-ish seconds to go in the game. It's 103-103. We're still tied. We're still tied. The game is knotted at 103. And C.J. McCollum and Jalen Johnson do the following.
It's McCollum. Turn in the corner. Step away. Jay goes down. C.J. McCollum. Killer in this fourth quarter. He is a killer. Brunson. 9-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Got to work quickly here for New York. Brunson with 8 to shoot. Working on Alexander Walker. The fend off. The strip by Alexander Walker. Hawks looking to run. Johnson slams it home. Atlanta has its largest lead with 10.2 remaining.
Well, that'll do it, huh? Timeout gate. We don't know if the Knicks had a timeout or didn't have a timeout or if NBC just boofed it. Who's to say here? Either way, Hawks have 2 free throws up by a point. Miss both of them. And the Knicks, 5 seconds to go, have the ball. Buzzer beater on the way. Here is the final call from Noah Eagle on NBC.
Guaranteed here. And he missed both. Hart with the rebound. No timeout call. Get it up for Bridges. Put it up for the win. And he missed it. Atlanta comes all the way back from 14 down and ties the series. They win game 2 in MSG. 107-106.
Disaster from Karl Anthony Towns, disaster from Mike Brown, disaster for the New York Knicks. The series is tied at a game apiece. What are we doing? 14-point lead, double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter and couldn't hold it. That is bad. Here's the final clip I got for you today. Carolina, yesterday, incredible. Double overtime is what it took to take a 2-0 series lead over the Senators, and the Hurricanes win it off the stick of Martinook.
Was there. Back to Keandre Miller. Miller to Ehlers. Slot shot. Jordan Martinook in double overtime.
a shot by Martinook, and how about Jordan Staal in that net front presence, too? Big, huge body. Cannot move that guy once he establishes position. You have defenders trying to move him, and that just creates Shabbat as another big body taking the eyes away from Linus Ullmark. What a finish.
That's a great call, AJ. How in the world do you see around that building in front of you? Jordan Staal, and he made no mistake.
And he's right outside the paint, perfectly placed, no interference. I mean, just experience. Look at the arm. I mean, that is coming off the cycle. That's a great way for that. That's the third line. They're the shutdown line, and here they are creating the most important offense of the series so far.
Looked like it almost hit something now.
The Carolina Hurricanes 3, the Senators 2. That'll do it. That will not do it for our show, though. It's time for Dead or Alive. Addie Bates. Dead or Alive. Tony Danza.
Oh, my closer, Tony Danza. That's a good question. Alive.
Curtis.
Think he's dead?
I would have said dead. He's 75 years old today. Very alive.
Take that, Curtis.
Happy birthday, Tony Danza. It's not even
Take
that,
that,
not even that
Danza.
old. All right, Curtis. James Dobson, the conservative Christian radio host from his show Focus on the Family.
He's focusing on being dead.
Addie.
Kill him. He's dead. He's a dead man.
He is dead. James Dobson's dead. He died last year.
This
Would
is
have been
God
90?
now.
Yeah, would have been 90, something like that. Oh no, Addie, Queen Elizabeth II of the British Commonwealth, dead or alive? Ooh, bold take. Curtis, come on, you got this one.
God couldn't save the queen on this one. She's dead.
She is dead. Blip! Curtis killed the Queen.
God save the Queen.
All right. Curtis, Andie MacDowell, actress from The Legend of Tarzan.
Let's go dead also.
Ooh, dead also, Addie.
Oh my gosh, she's very alive.
So alive, yeah. She's 68 years old today. Happy birthday, Andie MacDowell.
I was thinking of the Living
Addie?
with Monkey Lady. Didn't she die a couple years ago?
Yes, I think so. I'd have to Google it, though. Addie, Iggy Pop, dead or alive?
Alive, but he looks dead.
Curtis?
Yeah, alive.
Yeah, he's alive. Curtis, Nicole Sullivan from Mad TV, Family Guy, Kim Possible, King of Queens.
Alive.
Oh,
Alive.
Addie?
Alive.
Yeah, Nicole Sullivan is alive. Anthony Quinn, Viva Zapata. Addie? Zapata? All right.
Dead.
Zapata? Curtis?
Yeah, dead.
Yeah, Anthony Quinn's dead. And finally, James Dobson. No, that's the conservative guy.
Dead.
Paul Davis from Ride 'em Cowboy. Curtis?
Let's go dead.
Ooh, Addie?
Does he sing a song called Cool Night?
He sings Love Affair, 65 Love Affair, I Go Crazy, Ride 'em Cowboy.
Oh, I go crazy. I go crazy. Alive.
Dead.
Oh,
Oh,
these are
Addie
tied.
still
Ooh.
wins.
We're
Sorry,
tied.
Paul Davis. My bad. He died in 2008. Armin Williams, Colin Jones, Ryan McGuire. Thank you. Love you. Bruce Gilbert. Bye. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This has been, it always will be, the Drake Toll Show.
This is